Welcome to our journey through the fascinating world of communication standards and their applications. In this video, we'll explore how communication has evolved from early radio broadcasting to the sophisticated technologies we use today. Understanding these standards is crucial, as they form the backbone of how information is shared across the globe. We'll start by looking at the basics, then move through key milestones like analog television and satellite communication, and finally connect these concepts to their relevance in our modern world. Let's dive in and see how these systems have shaped the way we connect. Communication standards are agreed-upon rules and protocols that ensure devices and systems can exchange information effectively. These standards cover everything from the way signals are transmitted to how data is formatted and interpreted. Without them, different technologies would struggle to interact, leading to confusion and inefficiency. Think of them as the grammar and vocabulary of the technological world, allowing radios, televisions, telephones, and satellites to speak the same language. As we move forward, keep in mind how these standards have enabled the rapid growth of global communication. Radio broadcasting marked a revolutionary step in mass communication. In the early 20th century, radio waves allowed information, music, and news to be transmitted over long distances without the need for physical wires. This innovation brought people together, creating shared experiences and a sense of community. Radio broadcasting relied on analog signals, which carried sound by varying the amplitude or frequency of the wave. The standards developed for radio transmission ensured that receivers could pick up broadcasts clearly, setting the stage for future advancements in communication. Analog radio works by converting sound into electrical signals, which are then modulated onto radio waves. These waves travel through the air and are picked up by radio receivers, which demodulate the signal back into sound. The two main types of modulation used are amplitude modulation (AM) and frequency modulation (FM). Each has its own advantages and challenges, but both rely on standardized methods to ensure compatibility between transmitters and receivers. This standardization made it possible for millions of people to tune in to the same broadcast, no matter where they were. Introduction of radio broadcasting had a profound impact on society. For the first time, people could receive news, entertainment, and educational content instantly, regardless of their location. Radio became a powerful tool for spreading information, shaping public opinion, and even influencing political events. It also paved the way for other forms of mass media, such as television. The standards established for radio communication ensured reliability and accessibility, making radio a staple in homes around the world. As technology advanced, the next major leap in communication was the development of television. Television combined audio and visual elements, creating a more immersive experience for viewers. Early television systems were analog, meaning they used continuous signals to transmit both sound and images. The standards for analog TV were carefully designed to ensure that broadcasts could be received clearly and consistently, no matter the location. This transition from radio to television marked a new era in mass communication. Analog television works by encoding images and sound into electrical signals, which are then transmitted over the airwaves. These signals are picked up by TV antennas and decoded by television sets. The most common standards for analog TV included NTSC, PAL, and SECAM, each with its own technical specifications. These standards ensured that television sets and broadcast stations were compatible, allowing viewers to enjoy clear and synchronized audiovisual content. Analog TV laid the groundwork for the digital systems we use today. Standards played a critical role in the success of analog television. By defining how signals should be transmitted and received, these standards ensured that TV sets from different manufacturers could all display the same broadcasts. This compatibility was essential for the widespread adoption of television. It also allowed for the development of new features such as color TV and stereo sound, which were added to the standards over time. The careful design of these standards helped television become a dominant force in global communication. Next major advancement in communication was the use of satellites. Satellite communication made it possible to transmit signals over vast distances, even across continents and oceans. Early satellite links were analog, using radio waves to send voice, video, and data between ground stations and orbiting satellites. This technology revolutionized global communication, enabling live broadcasts, international phone calls, and real-time data sharing. The standards for satellite communication ensured that signals could be reliably transmitted and received, regardless of location. Analog satellite communication involves sending signals from a ground station to a satellite in orbit, which then relays the signal to another ground station. These signals are typically modulated radio waves, carrying voice, video, or data. The process requires precise alignment and timing to ensure the signal reaches its destination without interference. Standards for analog satellite links specify the frequencies, modulation methods, and error correction techniques used, ensuring compatibility and reliability across different systems and countries. Introduction of satellite communication transformed the way the world connects. It enabled instant communication across continents, making international phone calls, live TV broadcasts, and global data sharing possible. This technology also played a vital role in disaster response, military operations, and scientific research. The standards developed for satellite communication ensured that different countries and organizations could work together seamlessly, fostering international cooperation and understanding. For the digital age, telephone communication relied on analog signals to transmit voice over copper wires. When you spoke into a telephone, your voice was converted into electrical signals that traveled through a network of wires and switches. Standards for analog telephony ensured that calls could be made reliably, with clear sound quality and minimal interference. This system connected homes and businesses, making real-time voice communication accessible to millions of people around the world. Analog telephones work by converting sound waves into electrical signals, which are then transmitted over copper wires to the recipient's phone. The process is simple but effective, relying on standardized voltages and signaling methods to ensure compatibility between different telephone systems. Switches and exchanges route calls to their destinations, allowing people to connect instantly, even across long distances. The reliability and simplicity of analog telephony made it a cornerstone of global communication for decades. Standards in analog telephone communication were essential for ensuring that calls could be made between different networks and countries. These standards defined everything from the shape of telephone plugs to the way signals were encoded and transmitted. By establishing common protocols, telephone standards made it possible for people to communicate seamlessly, regardless of their location or service provider. This interoperability was a key factor in the rapid expansion of telephone networks worldwide. While analog communication systems were groundbreaking, they also faced several challenges. Analog signals are susceptible to noise and interference, which can degrade sound and picture quality. Over long distances, signals can weaken and become distorted. Maintaining compatibility between different systems required careful standardization and frequent updates. Despite these challenges, analog communication laid the foundation for the digital technologies that followed, teaching valuable lessons about reliability and interoperability. Limitations of analog communication eventually led to the development of digital systems. Digital communication converts information into binary code, which is less susceptible to noise and can be transmitted more efficiently. This shift required new standards, but the principles established by analog systems, such as compatibility and reliability, remained essential. Digital communication has enabled faster, clearer, and more secure connections, powering everything from mobile phones to the internet. Today, communication standards are more important than ever. They enable a wide range of modern applications, from streaming video and online gaming to cloud computing and smart devices. These applications rely on a complex web of standards that ensure data can be transmitted quickly, securely, and reliably. The evolution from analog to digital communication has made it possible to connect billions of people and devices around the world, transforming the way we live and work. Internet is a prime example of how communication standards enable global connectivity. Protocols like TCP/IP, HTTP, and Wi-Fi define how data is transmitted, routed, and displayed across networks. These standards ensure that devices from different manufacturers can communicate seamlessly, making the internet accessible to everyone. The success of the internet demonstrates the power of standardized communication, building on the foundations laid by radio, television, and telephone systems. Mobile phones have revolutionized communication, making it possible to connect with anyone anywhere at any time. Early mobile systems were analog but quickly transitioned to digital standards like GSM and CDMA. These standards define how calls, texts, and data are transmitted over cellular networks, ensuring compatibility and reliability. The evolution of mobile communication has enabled the rise of smartphones, mobile internet, and countless new applications that shape our daily lives. Wireless communication is now an essential part of modern life. Technologies like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and 5G rely on carefully defined standards to ensure fast, secure, and reliable connections. These standards allow devices to communicate without physical wires, enabling everything from smart homes to wearable technology. The principles of standardization and compatibility, established in the analog era, continue to drive innovation in wireless communication today. Cloud computing has transformed the way we store, process, and share information. By using standardized communication protocols, cloud services can connect users and devices across the globe. This enables real-time collaboration, remote work, and access to powerful computing resources from anywhere. The success of cloud computing depends on reliable communication standards that ensure data is transmitted securely and efficiently. Internet of Things, IoT, connects everyday objects to the internet, enabling them to collect and share data. From smart thermostats to connected cars, IoT devices rely on communication standards to ensure interoperability and security. These standards define how devices discover each other, exchange information, and protect user privacy. The growth of IoT is a testament to the ongoing importance of communication standards in our increasingly connected world. Video streaming services like YouTube and Netflix depend on communication standards to deliver high-quality content to millions of viewers. Standards such as MPEG and H.264 define how video is compressed, transmitted, and displayed, ensuring smooth playback across different devices and networks. These standards build on the legacy of analog television, adapting to the demands of the digital age and enabling new forms of entertainment and communication. Social media platforms have changed the way we communicate, share information, and build communities. These platforms rely on a variety of communication standards to transmit messages, images, and videos quickly and securely. Standards ensure that users can connect with friends and followers around the world, regardless of the devices or networks they use. The rise of social media highlights the ongoing evolution of communication and the importance of interoperability. E-commerce platforms depend on secure communication standards to protect sensitive information and enable safe transactions. Protocols like SSL and TLS encrypt data as it travels between users and servers, preventing unauthorized access. These standards are essential for building trust and ensuring the privacy of online shoppers. The growth of e-commerce demonstrates how communication standards support innovation and economic development. Modern healthcare relies on advanced communication systems to share patient information, coordinate care, and support telemedicine. Standards like HL7 and DICOM ensure that medical devices and software can exchange data accurately and securely. These standards improve patient outcomes by enabling real-time collaboration between healthcare providers, regardless of their location. The integration of communication standards in healthcare is transforming the delivery of medical services. Remote learning platforms use communication standards to connect students and teachers, enabling interactive lessons and real-time feedback. Video conferencing, online assessments, and digital classrooms all depend on reliable standards to function smoothly. These technologies have made education more accessible, allowing students to learn from anywhere in the world. The role of communication standards in education continues to grow as new tools and platforms emerge. Businesses use a variety of communication tools, from email and instant messaging to video conferencing and project management platforms. These tools rely on standardized protocols to ensure that information is shared quickly and securely. Communication standards enable collaboration across teams, departments, and even countries, driving productivity and innovation. The ability to communicate effectively is a key factor in business success. As communication technologies have advanced, so have the challenges of keeping information secure. Standards for encryption, authentication, and data integrity are essential for protecting sensitive information from cyber threats. These standards are constantly evolving to address new risks and vulnerabilities. By following established security protocols, individuals and organizations can communicate with confidence, knowing their data is safe. International organizations like the International Telecommunication Union, ITU, and the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, IEEE, play a vital role in developing and maintaining communication standards. These bodies bring together experts from around the world to agree on protocols that ensure global compatibility. Their work helps to drive innovation, promote interoperability, and support the growth of communication networks worldwide. Open standards are publicly available protocols that anyone can use and implement. They encourage innovation by allowing different companies and developers to build compatible products and services. Open standards have been instrumental in the growth of the internet, mobile communication, and many other technologies. By promoting transparency and collaboration, open standards help to create a more connected and innovative world. Developing a new communication standard is a complex process that involves research, testing, and collaboration. Experts from industry, academia, and government work together to define the technical specifications and ensure compatibility. Once a standard is agreed upon, it is published and adopted by manufacturers and service providers. This process ensures that new technologies can be integrated smoothly into existing networks, supporting ongoing innovation and growth. The future of communication is full of exciting possibilities. Emerging technologies like 6G, quantum communication, and artificial intelligence are set to transform the way we connect. These advancements will require new standards to ensure compatibility, security, and efficiency. As we look ahead, the lessons learned from radio, television, satellite, and telephone communication will continue to guide the development of new systems and applications. Backward compatibility ensures that new communication technologies can work with older systems. This is important for maintaining service continuity and protecting investments in existing infrastructure. Standards often include provisions for backward compatibility, allowing users to upgrade gradually without losing access to essential services. This approach has helped to smooth the transition from analog to digital communication and will continue to be important in the future. Communication standards play a key role in shaping the user experience. By ensuring that devices and services work together seamlessly, standards make technology more accessible and user-friendly. Whether you're making a phone call, watching TV, or browsing the web, you benefit from the careful design and implementation of communication standards. This focus on usability drives adoption and satisfaction among users. Standards also help to make communication technologies accessible to people with disabilities. Features like closed captioning, screen readers, and voice recognition are built on standardized protocols that ensure compatibility across devices. By prioritizing accessibility, communication standards promote inclusion and equal opportunity for all users, regardless of their abilities. Communication standards can also influence the environmental impact of technology. By promoting energy efficiency and resource conservation, standards help to reduce the carbon footprint of communication networks and devices. Initiatives like eco-friendly data centers and energy-saving protocols are examples of how standards support sustainability in the tech industry. The ultimate goal of communication standards is to enable global connectivity. By ensuring that devices and networks can work together across borders, standards make it possible for people to communicate, collaborate, and share information worldwide. This global reach has transformed economies, cultures, and societies, creating new opportunities and challenges for the future. Transition from analog to digital television is a great example of how communication standards drive technological progress. Digital TV offers higher quality, more channels, and interactive features, all made possible by new standards. The switch required careful planning to ensure compatibility and minimize disruption for viewers. This case study highlights the importance of standardization in managing technological change. Evolution of mobile networks from 1G to 5G demonstrates the power of communication standards. Each generation introduced new capabilities, such as faster data speeds and lower latency, while maintaining compatibility with existing devices. Standards ensured a smooth transition and enabled the rapid growth of mobile communication. This case study illustrates how standardization supports innovation and user adoption. Satellite internet services are expanding access to high-speed connectivity in remote and underserved areas. These services rely on advanced communication standards to deliver reliable and affordable internet to users around the world. The development and adoption of these standards are helping to bridge the digital divide and promote digital inclusion. Emergency communication systems depend on robust standards to ensure reliable operation during crises. These systems enable first responders to coordinate efforts, share information, and provide assistance quickly and efficiently. Standardized protocols are essential for interoperability between different agencies and organizations, saving lives and improving disaster response. Smart cities use communication standards to connect infrastructure, services, and citizens. From traffic management to energy distribution, standardized protocols enable real-time data sharing and efficient resource management. These systems improve quality of life, reduce costs, and support sustainable urban development. The success of smart cities depends on the ongoing evolution of communication standards. Rise of remote work has been made possible by advances in communication standards. Video conferencing, cloud collaboration, and secure messaging platforms all rely on standardized protocols to connect teams across distances. These technologies have transformed the workplace, enabling greater flexibility and productivity. The remote work revolution highlights the ongoing importance of communication standards in our daily lives. Conclusion: communication standards have played a vital role in shaping the way we connect, share, and collaborate. From the early days of radio and analog television to the modern era of digital communication, these standards have enabled innovation, interoperability, and global connectivity. As technology continues to evolve, the importance of communication standards will only grow, ensuring that we can continue to build a more connected and inclusive world.